Hey everybody, today we're gonna talk about syncing waves and why it's so hecking important and why it seems so simple in theory, but in practice it can be a bit harder. So let's just define syncing waves first. So the waves come out of at different times. So the mid wave will crash, the minions will crash in the middle before they do in the side lanes. So this means that they'll be unsynced when you're trying to push. So you're gonna have to either, the easiest fix is just to wait to push mid until the side lanes are also like equal on the map. Or you could hard push the mid wave and then the side lanes can wait, although they have to wait longer, but they can wait to push and then wait for the next mid wave to come and then you push. Okay, so why is syncing waves so important? So when you sync the waves, meaning that they're all at the same stage in the lane, you pressure at the same time. So that means that the enemies have to divide their focus between the lanes. Because you have minions in all the lanes and they're all at the same place in the lane. So they can all pressure towers, push, whatever. But if you desync your waves, that means that the enemy team they can put out one fire at a time. So let's say I push, we set the mid lane coast first. Let's say I'm sieging like tier 1s inhib towers. Okay, never mind. Let's say I'm sieging inhib towers. I push the mid wave first, they clear the wave, and then they can go clear a side wave or something, right? But if I clear all at the same time, they have to divide up the wave clear. So usually in teams or in team comps, there's like one wave clear guy. This is like a Ziggs or a Syndra or whatever that tries to wave clear. And this is the syncing waves becomes especially important when you're against like uber wave clear like Anivia and stuff. Because they can't be multiple places at the same time, so maybe Anivia's a mid, then we just break side lane turrets, because we're syncing waves, right? Okay. So this means that no matter where the enemies commit their players, we can always get something in the other lane, because they're all pressuring at the same time. So if you don't sync your waves, you could like end up not being able to break towers even, because the enemies are just running from lane to lane, clearing waves. Or you could just waste like minutes of your Baron buff or whatever, you know? So this concept is pretty much always relevant, but it becomes especially relevant when you set up on more than one lane. And even more so, it becomes super apparent when you have Baron, because Baron just amplifies your pushing power. So then you really see the difference when you sync your waves or not. Because if you sync your waves with Baron, you need like one wave to break any tower almost, depending on the champion. So the effectiveness is a lot higher. I said earlier that when you set up on multiple lanes, you can also do it with like slow pushing side waves. So one guy would like kill a few minions top, and you'll let it slow push for like a minute, and then you can try to sync up so the top wave crashes at the same time with all the lanes. That was a lot of theory. Let's look at some examples. So we have Rogue versus OG here. Now this is like an example of how not to do it, but also how it can still be successful, it just won't be as good. So OG is just pushing the mid wave here, and now pushing the wave, and they all rotate bot. Now this means that they have no one mid, which later we're gonna find out is really bad. So we're gonna break this tower because they full rotate down. Now Inspired pushes mid, which is good by him because it kills. I mean, he gets the wave and the enemy doesn't get the wave. But let's see what happens with Origen when they try to just ARAM bot lane. They can't break this. Because 4 out of the 5 members of Rogue can just sit in this lane and wave clear. Like that was even a cannon wave and they just killed it in 2 seconds, right? And now what is Origen? They can keep trying. won't work. And now, instead of just having one guy push mid, like Nukeduck is pretty safe. Alfari could even do it, even Xerxes could do it, and they all have Baron buff, so they could have gotten that tower as well. Now they have to completely reset the map, push that mid again. And there, how much time did they waste? Like a minute almost of their Baron? Just because they didn't push it the mid wave earlier, because they want to Aaron bot. Now they finally get this tower. So I'm not saying like, oh, if you don't do this, you lose. But I'm saying that if you do this, you'll become a lot more effective. Okay? So let's see what Rogue does in this game. They just got Baron against XL, and they're ahead in tempo. And if you don't know what tempo is, you can check out another video where I define it. In the weak side video. But they're ahead in tempo, and they have a pretty apparent 1-3-1 compare or a 2-2-1 comp. So then when they want to set up on 3 lanes, because they have Echo and they have Kled as well, and they also have 2 globals. So they really want to spread out the map, spread their opponents thin. So they set up on 3 waves here, and because there's a tower here, Finn is gonna start pushing bot, and they're pushing mid. Now all the waves are gonna crash at. I mean, these two are synced, but bottom isn't that synced. But you can see how effective this is when they set up on 3 waves. All of the fucking tier 1 towers are getting checked at the same time. And this comp is like really good at holding, because they have like a 0 S-roll and a beefy front line, but because they split up the wave clear here, and see they go bot, okay, we pressure mid, and they can't even catch Finn. So like, these 2 towers, how long was that? Like 20 seconds? Both in-game towers are chunked to half. So yeah, that's just a quick and dirty introduction to syncing waves. And yeah, peace.